when I was 12 years old, I saw the quote that said, "You are what you read." And back then, I thought that's like the realest shit I've ever heard. You know what I mean? It's like, hell yeah, I'm fucking horror stories for teenagers. You know what I mean? Hell yeah, I'm fucking ABCs. You know what I mean? And yes, I read ABCs when I was 14, alright? Stop playing with me. Okay. I mean, what else are kids reading nowadays? Like skibidi fanfics? I don't know. I don't want to know, to be honest. But this this video is not about that. In the last video, I was kind of preachy. I want to switch it up, so I'm just gonna ramble a little bit about books and how I read books, and I think how you should read books if you have similar goals to mine. And of course, it's very important to know what your goal is when you're reading a book, right? There are tons of people who are reading for pleasure, not fucking me. Okay, I don't like that medium of content. I want my content injected to me in my fucking Neuralink. All right, that's how I like my content. Thanks. I found for myself that I read to develop the thought patterns and not to kind of get smarter or gain knowledge. Thought patterns is what I call the solution to you don't know what you don't know. So as you get to know more, you find out what you don't know, and then you close those gaps, and then hopefully next time you're dealing with a situation, you know how to navigate it in a better way. You know, a lot of self-help books help with that. A lot of Think and Grow Rich type, a lot of Atomic Habit type books are built this way. And there's this one book which is, for me at least, it's up there with Atomic Habits, and it's called Leadership and Self-Deception, and it's a fucking prime book on management and on leadership and on kind of setting goals and kind of on taking responsibility. And I was having this conversation with a friend. I mentioned to him how the book teaches to take responsibility for the work, for example, that we offload to other people, right? So then if they fuck up, it's technically our fault because, you know, we trusted them to a certain extent and we didn't train them enough. So it was unjustified on our end, and you know, it basically is our fault that somebody else didn't do the job that, you know, we asked them to do, which is, for me, maybe like 3 years ago, was like an unreal thought. It's like, fuck no, it's like, you didn't do the work I asked you to do, you're an asshole, right? Now it's like, when I reread this book like 2 times, I kind of thought, yeah, fine, okay, you know, you did your best and I should have trained you differently. I should have told you to ask questions if you don't understand something, right? And then this other dude told me that, well, your initial reaction, if he fails, wouldn't be so wise and smart and like, oh, well, this is my fault. So it's like, why would you read this book? Like, you would still react like a normal human, right? You will still have this like little weird feeling in a chest, you know, you feel like kind of anxious, kind of like light to kind of defeated, and like maybe some anger even. And I said, yeah, that's exactly how to react. I would have this weird feeling. I would say like, fuck, man, like I'm disappointed. But the thought pattern in my brain will not let me stop on that, and it will remind me that, okay, well, yeah, the shitty situation happened, but is that because of the thing that I reacted to, or is this because of me and the way that I set it up? You see, the books are not meant to delay your reaction from the situation, like be all this wise and smart and like, I'm willing to bet like a lot of money that the wisest person in the world, if there was like a tier list, right? The wisest person in the world and the person who read the most books are like, you know, they're very far apart. Maybe not super very, but like it's very different people. That's what I'm saying, okay? That's because reading books doesn't teach you to delay your reaction and like process information. It teaches you the patterns of thinking that you can do it in. What actually trains you to delay your reaction is stuff like meditation, journaling, gratitude. It really does that. Like, you know, clown on it how much you want. It really does that shit. Okay, it's some real shit right there. But yeah, man, my relationship with books, I like to reread stuff. I'm not. I know. I'm sure you know those people who like, you know, book junkies who are like, oh yeah, I got this like new business idea from that book. I like got like new concept, bruh. Like this quote really like this is like how 10-year-old me is like, yeah, bruh, this is some real shit right there. I'm a live by this for next 2 weeks and then like find a new thing to obsess about. You know, this type of thinking, this type of mentality for me is like very shallow. I don't like when your values switch every 2 weeks. And you know what, man? If I read like 10 books a week, I'd probably change my values pretty often as well. But then again, average CEO reads 50 books a year. I'd say conservatively a year I read, if I'm being honest, I read around like 15 books, probably. Like 5 out of which are the books I am rereading from the past years, which I think that's the shit. Um, but yeah, who knows? Maybe I need to amp it up. Maybe I don't. I don't know. Well, that's about it for today.